Hey everyone, it's Angie from marriedtotheroad.com. Excuse my appearance, I am home for the day, and so we're pretty much spending the day meal prepping and cleaning the house, and Larry's been mowing grass, so we're trying to get everything ready before we get out onto the road. So there's been a lot of talk about the coronavirus and how it's affecting truckers out there, and one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about is the differences that we've seen in some of the truck stops and how they are handling the coronavirus. Now, Larry and I don't particularly go to the TAs or Petros too much, simply because we just kind of have tended to go to Love's and Pilot and Flying J. So when I'm going to be talking about the truck stops and how they're handling the coronavirus, then I'm talking about those three right there. For those of you who might not be truck drivers and may not be familiar, Pilot and Flying J is essentially the same company. They are owned by the same people, and it's all under one umbrella corporation. So even though one might be called Pilot and the other one might be called Flying J, it is essentially the same company. So because we have a fueling card with both of the both of the truck stops, I also am signed up for their emails. One of the things I've noticed between the two different companies is that Love's has definitely sent out more emails trying to keep the truckers informed on a lot of the changes that they have made to deal with the coronavirus versus Pilot and Flying J. I don't get nearly as much information from them, and I don't think, in my personal opinion, that they are taking the virus nearly as seriously as Love's is. And you'll have to excuse me, as you can hear in the background, that is Gizmo and Bandit. They are very excited to be home, and so they are chasing each other like crazy. So, okay, so the biggest thing I think I've noticed at the Love's truck stops versus the Pilot and the Flying J is everywhere within the truck stop you're going to find hand sanitizing stations that are full of hand sanitizer. Usually you're going to find them right by the fueling desk. There's usually one in the shower areas. There's usually one outside in the hallway. Outside the restroom area, as soon as you walk outside the restroom, there is a hand sanitizing there on the wall. And then usually, excuse me, there is also some by the food areas. So like if it has a Love's or McDonald's or Subway or whatever, there's usually hand sanitizing solution there. And then even occasionally I have seen them over by the cash registers. So that is a huge difference. The only areas that I have seen at the Flying J's and the Pilots that we go to that even sometimes has hand sanitizer is by the restroom area. When you come out, there's sometimes a hand sanitizing dispenser there, but I'm pretty shocked that they don't have more. And even that, it's kind of hit or miss on whether or not there's hand sanitizing. So then I have to like rush to the truck to get my hand sanitizer, and I don't like that. So I'm kind of shocked that they don't have more hand sanitizing solutions. The other thing is Love's has decided that they're closing all of the restaurants early every single day. So all the restaurants close at 10 p.m. and don't open back up again until 6 a.m. They say that they're doing this so that they have enough time for the overnight crew to do a thorough cleaning to make sure that everything is cleaned properly so that they're not giving the virus to us. So even though it's a pain in the butt, I do appreciate that. Although it does affect a lot of truckers right now because, depending on the hours that you work, you got to figure we drive 10 to 11 hours a day. And sometimes, we may not want to get food until we're done with our shift. And if that doesn't get done with until 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, you really don't have any food options. So it is kind of a bummer, but just, I guess the best thing is just be prepared, do like we do, meal prep, or bring out a loaf of bread and some lunch meat or some peanut butter and jelly so that if you do run late and the restaurants are closed, you have something you can use and can eat. The other thing is one of the things that Love's has done. Now both truck stops have implemented the new rule where you cannot bring in your own coffee mugs or your own soda mugs to get refills, which is, to me, an awesome policy because then you're not taking your cup that has your germs around the rim and putting them on the ice dispensers and the soda dispensers, therefore contaminating everybody else's glasses. So that is a rule they have implemented at both truck stops. You have to use a fresh glass every time you get a fountain soda or get a coffee. So that's good. Where Love's differs from Pilot and Flying J is that Love's now has got the coffee area and the fountain soda area, and then there's also an area where they have like roller grill foods such as hot dogs and smoked sausages and all that. So that entire area, you are not allowed to get your own items anymore. They would have an attendant there, and they have it completely blocked off with usually ropes and tables and stuff like that. But they now have an attendant there that will get you, a fresh cup of coffee or a fountain drink. And so you just pretty much have to wait in line and then get the item that you want. Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt. But on the other hand, I'm not having to worry that I'm putting a, cup up against a dispenser that a million other people have used and touched with their hands. So, that kind of makes you feel good. Now, Pilot and Flying J, they don't have that. You're still able to go in and get your own coffee. You're still able to get your own fountain drinks. I mean, there's pros and cons to both of them. Hey, you two. Sorry. There's pros and cons to both of them, but in my opinion, I would much rather have somebody who has gloves on and who I know is keeping that area clean to give me my drink than to go to Pilot and Flying J where a million people have handled those coffee machines or soda machines, and I don't really want to use those. So the other thing I've noticed is every single time I go into Love's, and it doesn't matter what location, they have always got a staff member out there sanitizing all the surfaces and areas. I have yet to see that at Flying J or Pilot. It seems like every time I go into there, none of them are wearing gloves. They're not very conscious about getting close to us drivers. Hey, stop it. Sorry, guys. So, I mean, I just don't think, in my personal opinion, that Pilot and Flying J are taking this as seriously as Love's are. So, that's just my personal opinion. If you want to voice your own personal opinion, please feel free to put it in the comment section below. But I guess the biggest issue is, they're trying to limit how many people are coming in and out of the truck stops, which to me, I think is a great thing. And now if we can just keep people, especially truck drivers, to use the rule of keeping 6 feet apart, that would be wonderful, because that's my biggest pet peeve right now. As Larry can attest to, I went off on 2 drivers last week who decided to get too close to me. Keep your darn social distance around me, please. But anyway, each truck stop's handling things different. In my opinion, if I was a truck driver, I think I would feel much safer as of right now going to Love's, because they seem to be handling things a lot better than Pilot or Flying J. Like I said, I don't have much experience with the TA or Petros. We don't go to those too often. I just have seen a lot of effort on Love's parts to try to keep everything clean and sanitized. And then also, like I said, emailing their customers and keeping everybody up to date. So anyway, please be sure to follow us on Facebook at marriedtotheroad.com and our website also. So everybody be safe out there, and we will talk to you later. Bye.